She don't notice why my hope guarded. We close-minded. I'm in hell in this I smoke, coping with postpartum. The hood shelter me. Still seeing error and how you dealt with me. People just get offended, no one help.
Hey yo, what up? It's your boy Willie Walker, BH. I'm out here with BH Kennels. I'm out here with Handman, Hatchet, and Mufasa, my American bullies. And I got my daughter with me, Liz, who helped me raise the puppies. And all the dogs out here. But I raise American bullies. Let's tap in.
So, what made you get into dog breeding, man?
Honestly, yo, I was sitting there, yo, at one point, and I was on YouTube one day, and I was watching this lady raise cane corsos. She had like 6 of them, you feel me? And that was the first time I thought about it. I had some dogs at the time, but I had like some pit mix joints that was just acting crazy. So I kind of did research for a minute on it, and then I came across a guy, my homeboy Mike King, who was selling, well, Nero actually, the rapper. He came across and he was telling me I was looking for a dog, so I got plugged in. And my first like American bully was Hatchet, which is my girl right here, who ducking down between the seats. But yeah, that was my first time. So that's what made me get into it, just seeing like, I was surprised at like how the dogs communicated with each other. And how when you got them in a pack, in a group, just the way that they teach each other, the way that they learn. So that was the first thing that kind of got me into it outside of me having pits growing up, you know what I'm saying?
So you always been a dog lover?
I always been a dog lover, but in our era, or in the time that coming up, like, you know what I'm saying, it was more like pit bulls, like the red nose. So I always had them. Well, I think I had another couple breeds I got from the shelter, but one thing I always noticed is that it's a bit different because the pit's a little more aggressive, but I used to always feel like, I had some good pits, don't get me wrong, but it's different with the bullies on average, with the personality, you know what I'm saying?
So what kind of dogs do you breed?
Man, I breed American bullies. And to be honest, I try to stick to like the XLs, the standards, you know what I'm saying, the pockets, I mean classic, but all of the micros and the exotics, the super small size, I try my best to stay away from them in the game. Because that's where you get the genetics start to get tampered in as far as size. You know, in today's game, the most popular things tend to be the things that's the most unhealthy. So I try to stick to, you know, just like my bases. Like I sell Merle's American bullies. You know what I'm saying? I sell blue tries and I sell standards. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my dogs are tri-carriers and Professor Bloodline. You know what I mean? So I sell that. And I also sell bulldogs. It's kind of trying to create my own line. But those are the 2 dogs. I sell American bullies and American bulldogs.
So dog breeding is a lucrative business?
It's super lucrative coming from like hip hop. Like I was trying to figure out a way that I could still do what I wanted to do but make enough money. Cause I think the hardest thing as a rapper was like when you gotta depend on the money to rap, cause like, you know, hip hop take money. So if you wanna be a rapper, or if you wanna do things, it's gonna take money from you. So I was trying to figure out a business that I had that I could do that had like, that would be an asset instead of a liability.
I got my mind on my digits. I got my mind on my digits. I got my mind on my digits. All of my songs after my cheese. I got my mind on my digits. I got my mind on my digits. Said we don't exist, so we live and I eat. Using choppers and handguns, your niggas don't think.
So what's your vision now in the dope game? Oh, I'm sorry, the dog game.
Hey, look, bro, the dog game is the new dope game today. Like for real, because it seemed like a lot of people since the pandemic, it's not as organic before because people started buying dogs to get out the streets. Because they realized like, yo, I can be selling puppies for $3,500 a pup. I can get 5 bands of pups, you know what I'm saying? I can get it, like, nobody realized it. So it became that, but it also changed the market because that means that where we at now, the exotics and all of these little dogs became more like designer because it was about like, all right, so when they got in the game, they wanted to get something that couldn't nobody afford. So it made it the new dope game. But you know, my thing now is that the business is crazy because, okay, one, you got paper and no papers, right? Because that's the dog game. And in the paper world, you got like, the people pay more money if you got registered paper, meaning that your bloodline get tracked back, right? But if you don't got paperwork, then instead of the puppies being like a dog that might be worth $3,000, probably be worth about $1,700. A dog worth $1,000 without no paperwork about $400-500. So either way, you're gonna get money, but the difference is if you got the paper with it that track the bloodline, you're gonna get double. So the person that made the American Bulldog is Alan Scott and Mr. Johnson. After a couple years, they had different visions. Alan Scott wanted a dog that was like real tall, kind of like Pitts AM staffs, but they was athletic and they could hunt. And Johnson wanted a huge, massive dog like the bully today, but imagine like at 140 pounds, like double XL size, but really bulldogs. So that's the Johnson. His daddy is a Johnson. His mother's an Alan Scott, so he a hybrid. And so I mixed him with my girl Lala, who was half bully, which is, and then you can see because she a tri-carrier, and then her daddy was a bulldog. So in about 3-4 generations from now, I have my own line, as long as I do the proper thing. So my own bulldogs, that's distinctively only you could buy from me by the features from breeding right. My own bullies in the same area, and also the Borbell bullies. Those are my like goals for the dogs. The Boar bullies, as I call them. Yeah.
Give me a story about all of the dogs.
About all the dogs. All right. So my first dog was Hatchup. As far as like with the bullies, I got her. And really, at the time, I didn't really know she was the runt, bro. Like, I was fresh in the game, but I knew, like, when I seen her brother and sister, they look different, but you don't know. Because you're in the game, so it's learning the game. You don't know exactly everything you're supposed to particularly look for. But I got her for a great number. So I brought in, and from the jump with Hatchup, I started with the diet. But Hatchup personality was like, I think in her first 6 months, we bought like 6 cages for Hatchup, and she broke out of all of them, bro. Like, I'm talking about it got to the point like we'll tell her go in the cage and then she'll let us know, like it'll be like 2 in the morning, she'll make noise and we'll be like be quiet, and then we'll hear the cage go like all of them. The first one had the latch where she would smack the cage like this and it'll slide. The second one she learned all she had to do was lift it up. The third one all she had to do was push her hand this way and push the levers over up and bottom. So like that's how we knew she was smart. So we just took out the cage, because the day I said no more is when like we bought a brand new cage with 3 locks, and when you went to the top one she was like this, and when you went to the middle one she was up like this. So Hatchup super smart, and she was already like house trained at like 8 weeks. That's rare because most bullies that's never happened again. But that's what made me feel like the first time I felt like I had good blood. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Michael King, the Professor Bloodline. But that's Hatchup, you know what I'm saying? So she was the first person to ever breed. Like right now, she's one of the few that has. She's supposed to have a litter now, but it was a false pregnancy. So, but Hatchup is 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? So she the oldest. The second oldest dog in the house is Lala. See, it was a lot more dogs in between here, just the ones I kept, right? The ones that was interested. Lala was a gift to my wife. But the funny thing about Lala, right? So when we got Lala mean as hell. If you see Lala, it's like if being a mean motherfucker or some bitch is, that's what Lala look like, right? I'm gonna send a picture so you can post it and shit. When I got her, I had to drive all the way out to like Rocky Mount. Now when we got her, she ain't make no noise. She was sweet the whole ride back, like floppy ears, cute smush face. Long tail though, that's the first thing I noticed about her. So I learned that if the tail long, you can tell how tall they're gonna be. So we get her home, she home for like 2 days. The boys playing with my daughter, they play fighting her. She backed both of them down to the wall like 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So that's when we knew. And so what we did with her was, with Lala, her being so mean, every day when I fed her, I make her kiss me and be affectionate. That's how I got her to be more affectionate. She's still mean, but she affectionate to us, you know what I'm saying? Like, and RJ never listened, so I used to tell her to hold her right. So when he would not hold her right, she would nip him and not hurt him, but to him that's like her little brother. So that's Lala. She mean, she the guard dog. Like if I take everybody outside and they playing, Lala watching. She not never playing. She never playing. So that's Lala. The next oldest is Hadmir. Hadmir Blue Tri. So I got him from Michael King too. It's from a different side of the family, but he's probably the most recognized dog in the kennel across the country because he a short, muscle tone, super pocket, just real good blood. And his daddy a lilac Tri, and his mom a all white pocket with a merle tail. Only part of her merle is her tail. His personality, like Hadmir jokester, so he like, you know, he a Taurus, so he like to play around, you know what I'm saying? Super smart, so he'll push your limits until you ready to beat him, then he be like, you know what I'm saying? So he's super smart, and really, his thing, he be in the cage because he'll tear stuff up sometimes. If you ain't paying no attention with the kids, he'll do that. But he's he an alpha male, and I think that he the most well known because of his structure and how he look, and I guess Hadmir is what we will all be breeding for, as far as like everybody want him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to mate with him, so that's the goal. Like getting a dog like Hadmir is the goal to, I think, the key to what we doing, and trying to get dogs. That's the smallest I'm going though, right? So that's a pocket size Hadmir. He's just full of life. That's Hadmir. The next dog is Loki. So Loki, I was not planning on getting this dog. You know what I'm saying? The bulldog half and half. But my man needed shots, and I already knew the mom, and then when I seen the dad, I was just thinking to myself like, and we gave him shots, they was like 3.5 weeks old, bro. They were bigger than 3-month-old bullies at 3 weeks. And I kept thinking to myself, right? And there was one that kept whining, he was like, man, I need to get rid of him. He called me like a week later, like, yo, don't you want him? You can pay me later. But in my mind, I was thinking like, why not? You know what I'm saying? I don't need no more dogs. Well, a bulldog, like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I was looking at it. And so it's a good addition because I hit him and Lala together, and they got babies right now. And those are the pups that we showing. At the Loki, now Loki, hold up, Loki personality, Loki crazy. But as a puppy, Loki was the only boy that bonded with me. The rest of them bonded with my wife. Most of the time the boys is opposite. But he chose me. And Loki, he a good dog. He a bulldog, so they emotionally different. Bulldogs, you gonna know how they feel. If they frustrated, they gonna show you. Like, you will see him, he sit down like a human sometimes. He gonna always tell you how he feel. That's the difference. The bully's more chill. He gonna let you know. And he more headstrong. So to the kids, he know that he know he a little bit more like he don't gotta listen to them, so he be a little bit more wild. But that's Loki, really a good dog though. Bulldogs are good dogs. Protectors too if they feel something wrong. And then but the youngest dog I got now, the only one I kept out of all I had kids, right? Because she had 2 litters. She had 9 in the first litter, and it was 5 Merles in that litter and 2 tries. And in that last litter she had 7 dogs, but she had 5 Merles. I kept Mufasa. Mufasa, he reversal brindle Merle, very unique looking Merle, but he got the body like his father, very big chest. He only 10 months, he huge, biggest dog in my house as far as Loki probably be a little bit, get him on some of that size, but as far as girth, but his personality is what I want for all my dogs. Like Mufasa, he don't like, everybody can be tripping. He's sitting in the corner, he just chilling. I don't care what is going on, you know what I'm saying? But he cool, he rock with people. But just like his mom, like Hatchep cool, but if she think I'm in danger or something, that's the difference between like the dogs that come from me. Like they cool, they love people, but if you sleep and somebody walk up on you, that's when you'll see it. You'll be surprised. But Mufasa, that's one of my favorite dogs, so I took it personal. I did an experiment with him. Since he was like born, I would talk to him every morning to see if it mattered. And it definitely matters, you know what I'm saying? So me talking to him every day, like just playing around, like from the first day he was born, every day I would be like, Mufasa, I know your father. And so as he got older, he would just go crazy for it. But it shaped his personality. I didn't do it to none of the other dogs in the litter, and nobody else had his personality. So it just like our children, I think it's important how we talk to our puppies, just like how we talk to our children, you know what I'm saying? So I believe that's everybody I got right now. And then one of the Lala kids, I don't need no more. That'll be 6. But I had like 9, like twice this year. So, but I don't need no more. But you know, they my kids, bro. Like, you know. So for me, I treat them no different than I treat my human kids. Some people probably think that's crazy, but I respect life for what it is. So, you know what I mean? That's my kennel. But they all serve their purpose, because outside of just being dogs, they friends too. So that's the difference with me. Like, I care about their life. You know what I mean? And my biggest thing is just trying to make sure I can give them the quality of life they deserve, not just treat them like businesses, you know what I'm saying, oppressing them and just using them for no reason. Like, they gonna work to live just like they're part of the family, but they gonna also earn their own space and their own, you know what I mean? That's how I look at it. I let all of them keep one of their kids when I got the space. And that's my goal, you know what I'm saying? That's all my dogs at BH Kennels.